Hello. Tonight we're going to talk about purpose. I heard this quote the other day. I was listening to the Building a Story Brand podcast. And, now I forgot the guy's name. But the guest on the show, his last name was Deel, D-E-E-L. And he runs a large nonprofit down, I believe, in Atlanta. And the quote, the first line of this post, the quote is from that episode. He said it, which was something to the effect of, when you know you're in your purpose, risk becomes a secondary concern. And the minute I heard that, I just stopped. I was walking at the time. I stopped walking to just let that all come in, just soak it all in. Because I was like, that was good. That was deep, right? When you know you're in your purpose, risk becomes a secondary concern. Now, this guy, in the interview, he was raising 5 girls in a really hard part of Atlanta. Crackheads and prostitutes and gangs and crazy stuff. You can go to the Story Brand podcast. I believe it was episode 191. So you can just look for episode 191 and you can hear his story. But crazy, right? So Donald Miller asked him the question hey, some people could say that was, maybe bad parenting or taking that much risk to raise your kids in that environment. Some would say that was maybe not smart. And he said, I know, I've had that thought as well. And the thing he said was, when you know you're in your purpose, risk becomes a secondary concern. And I think the reason why I like that so much is there was much of my life in business. I've been in business since I was 24. And for, I think, most of us in our tribe, you can go decades with the ebb and flow of business. Sometimes it's really fat and sometimes it's really lean. And you stay in it because you think that you feel there's something more to this. There is something about this work that is calling to you. It's important to you. The risk of not having a paycheck is secondary to the fact that you are living in your purpose. Right? Now, when I was younger, and I would say only in the last year to 2 years do I feel like I'm really living in my purpose. I am the most aligned I've ever been in my work. And risk is secondary to me. I get that. But before those 2 years, it was the promise of purpose. The risk was secondary to me because I was in pursuit of my purpose. And I think that is the same thing happening there. When you know you're in your purpose, or let's rephrase that, shall we? When you know you're in pursuit of your purpose, risk becomes secondary. And I think for most of us who are wanting to make the world a better place with our business, the kind of business we have and the kind of work we want to do is for making the world a better place. And so part of this episode is just an acknowledgement to you, a validation of you and the path you've been on, that you are either in pursuit of purpose or you've already found it. But in the pursuit of your purpose, you have put risk. Risk has become a secondary issue for you. And that's what I admire so much about business people, is that you will risk it all for the cause. You'll risk it all for the difference you want to make. And I love that.